Hello, my name is Adriana Lee and I am a yoga teacher. And today I'm going to be teaching you different postures that you can use as a runner to help stretch out all of the muscles used in running. So for this practice, you will need a block and a strap. The block is optional. If you don't have a strap, I would suggest getting a belt or like a tie or something that you can use in place of a strap. So we'll begin in seated meditation in Sukhasana, easy seated pose. If the hips are tight, you might choose to sit on top of a block. Just take your time getting comfortable. Allow the palms to either face down on the knees for grounding or up, symbolic of receiving. And let your eyes close. Let the shoulders start to drop away from the ears. Relax your neck. And then bring your attention to your spine. Notice all of the curves of the spine. And do your best to honor each curve without trying to flatten out the back completely. Feel the pelvis tilt slightly forward, allowing the belly to fully expand as you breathe. And feel the heart rise in front of the shoulders, letting the shoulders drop back. And just take this time to notice what you're working with today, how the body feels. Notice any areas of tension and feel for sending the breath there. Just start to take some full deep breaths. Inhale, fill up the lungs completely. Let the belly expand. And exhale, gently let the breath go. Inhale, fill up the lungs completely. Exhale, let the breath go. Just releasing it. Taking this time to release any tension, any stress. And make a promise to yourself to stay in your body, to stay here on your mat. Not just physically, but mentally. So whenever thought comes up, bring yourself back into the here and now, back to this moment where everything's happening. And start to bring your hands to heart center. Choose an intention for your practice. An intention is just a little goal or a little reminder. I'll also set a collective intention to stay with your breath, meaning just to stay focused on your breath this whole time. On your next inhale, open up your eyes, reach the arms out and up, gaze up at the sky. If there's a ceiling there, pretend. Offering out your intention, and as you exhale, bring the hands back to heart center, back to you where all things begin. And then release the hands down, and we'll find Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet come together, knees go wide. Now this is a place where you might choose to sit on top of a block if the hips are really tight. If the knees are way up, that's totally fine. You can kind of cradle the knees a little bit if this is too intense. Or as you breathe here, allow the thigh bones to roll open and allow the weight of your knees to start to open up the hips. Just take a moment staying upright. If your spine curves a lot, do your best to keep pulling the heart open, keep lengthening the spine, grow tall from the crown of your head. And again, you can always sit on top of a block if you're not able to extend the spine from here. We'll take two variations of this posture. Take a deep breath in, lengthen the spine. Now as you exhale, reach the heart forward. You don't have to go very far. So just notice where the body can go today. Maybe you lower the hands to the mat, maybe not. Inhale, start to reach the heart forward. And exhale, maybe fold. So you're folding from the waist, not from the upper part of the back. So the spine is not rounding here. You're keeping the spine long and reaching your heart forward as if you're being pulled by a string. At the same time, tilt the tailbone back just a little and keep encouraging the thighs to roll open. Deep breath in. Exhale, letting everything go. As you breathe here, you might find that you're able to go a little bit farther. Just find the point that is bearable, where you can still breathe. That's the most important part of your practice. And as runners already know, connecting to your breath is so important. One more breath here. And then as you inhale, walk yourself back up to seated. Take a moment, pause. On your exhale, we're moving into the second variation of this, which is reaching the crown of your head down towards the toes. So you're allowing the spine to round, exactly the opposite of what we just did. Inhale. Exhale, round the spine, reach the crown of the head down towards your toes. Keep encouraging the thighs to spiral outward. Now, if your elbows make contact with your thighs, an option, and do this really mindfully, really carefully, not with much pressure, an option is to gently press down the thighs, encouraging the knees to move downward. Stay here for one more breath. And on your inhale, slowly roll all the way back up to seated. Take the hands behind the knees, close the legs like a book, and take a breath. Next, we're moving into a wide-legged forward fold. So bring the legs wide as they go. And they might be super narrow, that's totally fine. You're going to take one hand in front of you, one hand behind, and scoot your hips forward. That'll get you to your widest possible stance. Now, flex your feet strongly. Feel for continuing to roll open the thigh bones and pressing your thighs down into the mat. So your legs are pretty engaged here, they're working. Deep breath in. Exhale. So for some of us, this will be super intense, but for you, maybe not. So just notice where you are today. Focus on the breath. And we'll start to move into a side bend. So place your right palm on the inside of the right leg. If that feels really, really far, you can put the hand on top of a block. Take the left arm overhead, deep breath in. And exhale, start to reach over to the right. From here, take your left hand behind the right ear and feel for using that to twist the chest open. So we're finding a side bend, you're still stretching the legs, both sit bones are still grounded, you're still pressing the thighs down, but at the same time, roll the heart open, let the elbow drop back. Eye gaze might go up if that's comfortable, otherwise just keep the neck relaxed. Deep breath in. Exhale, roll the heart open. One more inhale. And exhale, release the right hand down, left hand down on the inside of your right leg. Take the right hand behind the right leg, twist your heart towards your toes, and then start to fold forward. Now, for some of you, this will be for folding forward. This will be plenty. So if that's the case, stay right where you are. If you can go a little bit farther, just be mindful that you're pressing the left sit bone down into the mat. You're not allowing that to lift up. Deep breath in, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold. One last breath. And then walk the hands back through center. Place the left palm inside of the left leg. Inhale, reach the right arm overhead. And exhale, find a side bend. Right hand comes to your left ear and roll the heart open. Again, keep pressing down through both sit bones. Keep pressing down through the legs. Inhale, roll open. Exhale, sink. One last inhalation. And exhale, place the right hand inside of the left leg. Take the left hand behind. Twist your heart towards the toes. You're either sitting upright or starting to find that forward fold. Again, being mindful that the right sit bone stays down. Breathe into the belly. Just notice where you feel this and exactly what you feel. Every single person, probably on the planet, will feel this pose just a little bit differently. One more breath. And then walk the hands through center. Deep breath in, lift up the chest. Keep externally rotating your thighs, pressing the thighs downward. Lift up your kneecaps so that your quads engage. That way your hamstrings can relax. Take a deep breath in. You're either staying right here if this is enough, or as you exhale, maybe walk the hands forward just a little, maybe a little more. Now in this shape, you're working to continue externally rotating the thigh bones, so you keep spiraling the thighs out, while at the same time tilting the tailbone back and reaching your heart forward. Feet stay flexed. And stay for one more breath. Inhale, walk yourself back up to seated. Hands come behind the knees and help the knees come back together. Then come over onto hands and knees, tabletop position. Spread the fingers wide, plant the palms right below the shoulders, knees right below your hips. Finding 3 sets of cat-cow. As you inhale, tilt the tailbone up, reach the heart forward, eye gaze goes up. And exhale, press the floor away, round the spine, press into your shins. Inhale, belly drops, heart slides forward, slide the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Final round, inhale. And exhale. Now from here, go ahead and close your eyes. We're finding dancing lion. So you're making huge circles with your hips. Just noticing where you feel tight. Maybe let the shoulders get involved, let your head get involved. And then change direction of your circles. If you find any spots that need a little extra attention, hang out there, breathe into it. And then slowly make your way all the way back into tabletop. Tuck the toes, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now, in your down dog, the heels might be super lifted. That is totally, totally fine. If you want to get the sensation of grounding through the heels, you can always place a folded blanket under the heels. But it's okay if they're lifted. Feel for pressing back into your legs. So you're not sending all of the weight in the hands. You're actually pushing the weight backwards. Feel for spreading the shoulders. And put equal pressure into the fingertips, the knuckles, and the heels of your hands. It's called your hand lock or hasta bandha. If this is really intense, it's okay to bend the knees a little. Now from here, start to find a little organic movement. So maybe bend just one knee at a time. Moving the hips a little. Again, noticing where you feel this. On your next inhale, rise up onto your toes. Exhale, settle the heels down to the right. Press back into the legs. If this is enough, stay here. If you want a little more, bend your right knee, look under the left shoulder. Finding a big twist. Inhale, rise up onto your toes. Exhale, settle the heels down to the left. Again, either stay right here, pressing the weight back into your legs, or if you need more, left knee bends, look under the right shoulder. Inhale, reach the heels up, and exhale, sink the heels down towards the ground. And then walk your feet up to the top of the mat to hang in ragdoll. So ragdoll, your feet will rest hip width distance apart. It's about the same distance as 2 fists. Bend your knees a lot, so much so that your belly can rest on your thighs. And then take a hold of opposite elbows. And just let the weight of your head and your arms decompress the lower back. Keep the stretch in the hamstrings really mild. And if it feels good, maybe find a little sway side to side. Maybe even a little bounce. And your exhale, release the hands back down towards the mat. Then bring your hands to your shins. On your inhale, lengthen the spine. Straighten the legs, reach the heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more. Inhale, hands to the shins, reach the heart forward. Exhale and fold. And 1 last time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. This time, pause. If you have a block, go ahead and grab your block. Place it between your feet. And we're going to start with the right hand on the block. Right knee will bend a lot. Straighten out the left leg. As you inhale, reach the left arm up to the sky. Should feel really good in the outer hip and the outside of the leg. If you're a little bit tight, you can always come to the higher level of the block. Deep breath in. Exhale, twist. 1 more inhale. Exhale, release. Left hand comes down on top of the block. Now left knee bends a lot. Straighten out the right leg. Inhale, right arm up to the sky. Exhale, twist the heart open. 1 more breath in your twist. Inhale. And exhale, right hand comes down to meet the left, remove your block. Now from here, step your left leg back. Right leg is forward. You're finding a runner's lunge. And release your left knee down, untuck the toes. From here, walk yourself up onto your right thigh. Take your time. If you have any knee sensitivity, I would put a blanket underneath your back knee. From here, you can interlace your fingers at the right thigh and then begin to send the hips forward. This is a big hip flexor stretch, what's used in running. So notice how this feels. You may not need to go very far in this pose. This might be like more than enough. Another option here, if it's too intense, is to place the block under your left hand so that you can kind of push yourself away, removing a little bit of that sensation. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Continue to sink the knee forward, and then if this feels okay, you can even start to straighten out your arms. So it becomes a mini back bend, but this really engages this stretch even more. 1 more breath here. We're going to get into the psoas. So wherever you are in this shape, I want you to take the block underneath your right hand. It's okay to actually keep your right hand on your right thigh also. This just makes it a little bit easier. Block under the right hand. So on your inhale, reach the left arm up to the sky. Exhale, lean back a little. Deep breath in. On your exhale, tilt your upper body, reach the left arm over to the right. Getting into the psoas, the deepest hip flexor muscles. Deep breath in. Exhale, keep sending the right knee forward, reach the heart back, and then keep reaching over to the right. 1 last inhale. Exhale, let it go. Take the left hand down and extend the right leg all the way back. Half split. Now, this is another place where you might choose to keep your hand on a block if the ground feels super far away. Otherwise, hands down towards the mat. Now, flex your right toes. Feel for stretching out the calf and the hamstring. Take a deep breath in, reach your heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more like that. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold. 1 last time, inhale. Exhale. And breathe here. You have the option to stay still, or I'm going to show you guys my favorite way to do this pose. I like to twist a little bit towards the leg that's straight, so towards the right. And then point the right toes over to the left. And then you get into the IT band. IT band is the longest muscle in the body, so it has a lot more space to hold tension. Deep breath in. Exhale. On your next inhale, walk yourself back to center. Exhale, right knee bends, plant the palms. Step your right foot back to meet left, and send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Walk your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now from here, take peace finger grip around your big toe, so your knees are going to bend. Take a deep breath in, lengthen the spine. And exhale, start to forward fold. So you're not using your biceps to pull the upper body down. Instead, this is just kind of a guide. So it's a little bit of help from the biceps, but a lot of help from your core. If the knees are bent, that's totally fine. Stay bent. If the legs start to straighten, that's good too. And then if the legs are straight, that's when you'll start to pull. Deep breath in. Exhale. One last breath. On your next inhale, hands to your shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale, take a big step back with your right foot this time. Left knee forward, low lunge. Right knee releases down, untuck the toes, and then walk your hands up to the left thigh. From here, again, either staying upright or beginning to send the left knee forward, sinking the right hip forward. An option, of course, to take out some of that intensity is a block underneath the right hand. Keep breathing. And then if this feels pretty good, you can start to maybe lean back just a little. Deep breath in. Exhale, lean back. One more breath here. And now we'll get into that intense psoas stretch. So take the block under the left hand, or hands can stay on your thighs. On your inhale, send the right arm up. Exhale, lean back. Keep sending the right hip forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, twist a little over to the left. So you're taking your right arm overhead, finding a side bend, getting into that psoas muscle. Deep breath in. Exhale. And take one last inhale. On your exhale, release the right hand down. And then extend back into your half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. So again, hands can come to blocks or one block, or hands on the mat, just depending on how your body's feeling today. Deep breath in, reach your heart forward. Exhale, sink. Two more, inhale, reach the heart forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. One last time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, and this time hold it. Deep breaths. Option to stay here or start to find a little twist, maybe side to side. Again, I like to twist over to the left, pointing my left toes to the right. So you're getting into the IT band. On your next inhale, walk the hands back to center. Left knee bends, tuck the right toes under, and step back, downward facing dog. Again, maybe bend one knee at a time. Just notice if this down dog feels any different than your first. On your inhale, step the right foot to the top of the mat. And I'll plant your back foot down. Your back foot is going to spiral at a 45-degree angle. Press into the outer arch of the foot, and then maybe heel toe the right foot out to the right just a little. We're setting up warrior one. Take your right hand to your right hip. Send the left arm out in front of you. Inhale. Rise all the way up to standing. And right arm comes up to meet the left. You can adjust your stance as much as you need to. Bring your hands to your hips and feel for sending the left hip forward, drawing the right hip back. Imagine if your hips were like headlights, they'd be facing forward, not all wonky. So adjust as much as you need, maybe widen the stance a little more, and then tuck the tailbone under. You're gonna feel a big hip flexor stretch. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, breathe into it. Deep breath in. Exhale, press into the outside edge of that foot, send the left hip forward. One more breath. On your exhale, release the arms down, straighten out your legs. And we're finding pyramid pose, so your back foot's gonna walk in just a little. Make sure that all 10 toes can face forward. So if that's not possible, they can go a little bit out to the side, but for the most part, hips are squared, feet are facing forward. Take a deep breath in, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, tilt forward, reach your heart forward first, and then sink all the way down. Hands can definitely come to blocks here. That will make this a little bit more accessible if you're a little tight today. Keep reaching the heart forward as you inhale, and as you exhale, forward fold. If you have a lot of flexibility, you're able to walk the hands back a little more. Keep engaging your inner thighs in towards the midline. So help with the balance. One more breath. And then bend your right knee, engage your core, come all the way back up to standing.